start, picking up one of the partner's legs, my hands are connected behind his knee. We use our head, movement, and our connections to keep him moving as much as I can, pushing, pulling, twisting him. While you keep him moving, I want you to try and bring his foot in between your legs up to either of your armpits in any way. Once we're here, use your hands, feet touching his feet, and movement to get his hands to the floor. We're going to keep him on the floor for as long as we can, but we can only interact with the foot and knee on either of his legs. We're not trying to down his hips, we're just trying to keep his hands to the floor. He starts to work back up. Keep bringing his hands down to the mat. Do this for as long as you can. You cannot connect your hands. Okay? Okay? Defending player, breakaway, standing, head and hands in front. My hands are not in front. My hands are in front. And both feet are off. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, very trained 2 hours. I'd like to do it, but I'll be dead tomorrow.
Sorry, I didn't deal with it. You got the weight starting to see.
5. Okay.
That's the only lower body for running around. Get into that armpit, keep it moving. Defeat. He's got to work back up. Keep head and hands in front. I'll jump in, TJ, and I'm
The last summer, he was teaching me some boxing stuff. Then he got me a training for the athletic and whatnot. And then I got Colin. He was trying to open that. I went to his house like, and I had no idea what was going on. Just like trying to open that. And nice meeting you. I mean, as of right now, yeah, something that I can always do on, so we're thinking down yeah, a long time ago, so. Yeah, I just graduated. Right there.
Somehow, I'm getting the ground first, and my grip just not right on the elbow.
2 days, so I want to like you say things. No, that's yeah. Yeah. Now that you came over, yeah. Cool, like when you got it. Yeah, make it cool. They really does a lot. Yeah. Yeah, literally. Again. I'm set up for a little bit.
Yeah,
Like,
when I
like,
landed, I landed like fist down,
Yeah.
and just somehow managed to elbow myself in the
Maybe
ribs.
still shaking you, right?
No, I think I felt my shit. I think I just might have bruised it.
I saw like the tail end of that. You go up here and you just break. Okay. Yeah.
Cover technically under it. Back up. Oh!
Yeah, that's awesome. So away. Okay. Okay.
Time.
Oh, sweet, bro. What do you do?
Next situation.
Fucking badass.
Side body lock.
What do you do here?
Head on the inside. We're going to start feet to feet. Underhooking, body lock in player. Your job is to continuously look to step your hips as close as you can and step between his legs as deep as you can from the front or from the back. With either of your legs without getting under his hips. While you step deep, I want you to try and pick your partner up or begin to block his base and either twist him over it, take a handstand like that, or lift hips, make his butt touch the ground. Much easier to pick someone up when I'm close to them and stepping under the base rather than being stuck out here. Defending player, keep your head and hands in front, continuously try to get your hips away into their hands, don't separate them. You win. If you're able to break away, head and hands in front. This is in front. This definitely is in front. You can go to a leg if he has to, but he has to return to the body lock, splitting legs, lifting and twisting. Okay? Don't fall on partner. Okay, stay standing as a attacking player.
Yeah, if you can down their butt, it's a win, but if you down their hands, it's still going.
Butt to floor or both hands to the back. One hand is not enough. You don't have raise your thumbs.
I just grabbed her and I didn't worry about what she wants.
Cover thumbs.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, it's commission so it takes a while.
lock and twist.
Yeah.
Step between.
Yeah, thanks for this room.
You can bring his hand over his feet in any direction. Stay higher. Yes. Oh, it's there. Split. Your hips close to you. Step as deep as you can. Oh. Good. Recenter with it.
Whatever you get, is it the same or sell? So that is a perfect seller.
Basically, have volume at all times.
Like deep, but not like all the way.
How about that?
I really want you to keep your hips close and step through him, front to back. Do not. Don't do that to him. Keep your hips higher in case you don't fall on his leg. Split those legs.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Ooh.
Good days.
Stay close.
Put your hips into his hands. Keep it.
Nice.
That's like a KK out. See, see. Pop your hips right through his ribs.
Story? I had that before. Or we updated the schedule.
Step between his legs,
I
front
did
to
it
back.
in general, but
Lift
sometimes
it.
the schedule change. But I want to do a photo of everything, so
Nice.
Or maybe a little highlight to it that you can really add things, whatever. Like,
we're gonna post it every day.
that's, yeah. I was like, I had that thought to mind. I was like, well, if they're gonna put it on Instagram, they're probably putting a story.
Why don't you just do it?
Yeah. I noticed that.
Good time.
On Instagram.
Like,
Like,
I used to do it, it's ever changing, so.
makes sense. Okay. Alright, cool.
We're gonna have 3 different situations with legs. You guys are gonna progress through as you succeed in each of them. It's gonna be all of them cross-legged, so his legs across my center line and the inside of the nose exposed. First one, both my feet on the inside, and I have his other leg in my arm. We're gonna work to move his leg, secondary leg, from one side of my body to the other, and connect my hands. Only once you achieve this, you don't have to maintain it, you just have to get here. Then you can look to cover his toes, any attack on the leg for 3 seconds. play with someone who's not practicing this stuff. The second situation is going to be inside entanglement. I do not have his far leg. And the third is going to be outside entanglement. I do not have his far leg. I don't care how you get here. I just have to cross his feet over one another and then cover his toes. You can do whatever you want with the legs. Defending play. Sorry. Defending. Defending player, I want you to separate your partner's hands so you can't control your legs as easily, and look to separate his feet so they can't control your hips as easily. You win, you're able to break away, standing disconnected, or you get to build up and lock hands anywhere from hips to shoulders, from the front or from the back. It doesn't matter what guard you're in or not in, you just have to break away or connect your hands anywhere from hips or armpits. Okay?
The toe coverage has to be on the primary leg, or no?
Yes.
Okay. And second is, you can't go to the next orientation entanglement until you actually win the first one.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, good understand.
We're not finishing that. So it's going
Right. First, covering it for, let's say, 3 seconds. Okay? To work. We're gonna break that tradition. Cross. Yes. So move to your other armpit before you look to cover your toes. You can switch legs, you just have to get to that situation. Yes, try to collect it. Keep getting behind his legs.
Just a lot of pain when I put it in.
Might shake the front leg a little bit.
Like which rib is it the most?
I'd say it's like probably right above the floating rib, like the first one.
I really hope it's just cartilage, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's alright. Let me start.
It'll be better if it just goes.
Mostly need some protein on the front. I have some collagen tonight.
Let's see how it feels. If it's a cartilage thing, it's very common. Hopefully that's what it is.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I didn't feel like I'm like a rib move at all. Like, if that was the case, I'd be in a lot more.
might just be first.
Yeah, but hopefully that's the
You
case.
have to have your hands connected on the toe
Like,
coverage.
first night, like,
I've had one that shit.
yeah, that's no good. That's like dangerous. You could like puncture your lungs. Yeah.
If you don't have connected hands, maybe it's easier for him to separate. So
Just when you're rolling, just pop back in. Wow.
I like that crunch.
keep your wedges.
Folded really tight. Somebody trying to pass like this. And I felt like a nail definitely moved.
It's the left thing and rotate the thing.
Long. And then it's like go away. And then eventually that's fine. Literally a year later, it's not rolling. It popped
Keep the back of his legs.
where it used to be.
Wow.
And it was
I bet that felt weird.
yeah,
For a
so
while.
I go home for a week of like, oh, that's so fun. Then I went back and played. But it healed out of place and popped back in.
And then just like a weird. That's pretty cool. They fix you with a body shot.
Yeah, you fix that. That'd be good, yeah.
Once you put the foot in your other armpit, you don't have to keep it to cover the toes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Keep getting up off the ground to get to a hand, get to an elbow. Change it. The two positions are to be inside with your feet on a crossed leg and the second leg collected. The second can be crossed leg, feet on the outside, the second leg. Same thing, you both move their leg from one side to the other. Once you achieve this, cover the toes. You don't have to keep the crossed legs, you let it go whenever you want. You just have to cover the foot for 3 seconds. Okay? Same thing. Stand up or lock hands. Yeah. TJ, get your hips closer. Keep him wedged. Just weird because when someone is like getting back up. Yeah. I don't know.
You're accurate.
So I'm gonna go 50-50. His leg is
Oh, yes.
crossed. Yeah. The thing about this, sub 4 is here.
Yeah.
If that happens, the technique, oh my god. I wonder if like having a contrasting color around the max would have people do it. Oh, max reaction. Just like a bright white strip or something. I know it's already gray. Those wouldn't feel any better if you fell into. sorry. Two connections from half guard. Both of them are gonna have my knee between us. First is gonna be at locked hands on my partner's far arm. My elbow between us. The second is going to be locked hands on his leg. My elbow is between us. For both these connections, we're looking to attach to the base joint, or on the leg, attach the hips, or the shoulders, or the arm, try to attach the shoulders. You win if you're able to submit from bottom, get behind your partner with chest and back and lock hands, or become top player. For you to win by becoming top player, you have to put your partner back on the mat. If he's still on the side, you do not stop until the shoulders touch. You take his back, or you go back to submitting from bottom. You don't have to be standing. You can try to hit him if you want. His shoulders touch the mat. Top player. Want you to move your partner's connections and keep yourself over him the most that you can. You win by getting to standing and outside your partner's legs. His feet cannot be touching at any time. Or looking to lock hands anywhere from hips to armpits. But you have to be in front of your partner's knees. So if he still has an inside hook of some kind, even if I have locked hands anywhere, the game continues until I get in front of his knees in some way. Front hook. Okay? Good. Yeah. Understood. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go with the far arm for this one.
Far arm, yeah.
Far arm, far leg. Keep your knee and elbow between you when you start.
Yep.
Oh, that's.
I don't know how.
We're being exposed into see the light on my leg.
Alright, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Not fair.
Let me know how that feels later on.
I will.
Or tomorrow morning, actually. Alright, later, guys.
Keep going.
Keep going until he's standing outside the legs or pinning front or back. Good. Good. Keep your elbow in front. Stay over him. Nice. Get back up. Good. You can hook his far leg with your knee and elbow between your bodies. Yep. Keep his hands on the mat. Nice. Try to connect his loose hips. Stay close. Take your time, TJ. Nice. Stay above him, stay above him, stay above him. Stay higher than him. Stay higher. There you go. Hold him down with that connection. Can you go again from that connection to volume?
So say again?
Go again.
Yeah.
To the volume. Keep your elbows between you and him with that shoulder connection, and try to use your knee to manage more space between you.
His elbow in between us. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, go.
Pull his shoulder down to the floor. Hold it still, hold it still. Nice, get your legs higher. Keep your connections. Nice wedge around his hips. Connect around his hips. Keep it on your shoulder, put it in your armpit, start twisting it. Keep it in your armpit, hold it tight, hold it tight. Yes. Yes. Keep your knees in front. Rotate with him. So to chase both feet. That's cool. And I did that like I was doing before. I couldn't even do that. I did it all. I did it. I was like, "Whoa, this is cool." That was good. Hands on feet, keep it. Start getting off the ground. Give yourself more space to work in.
Those two below the knee. Yeah.
Before we move on, TJ, whenever you're in entanglement for the next like 3 months, just put me in. Stay off. Get up to your hands, keep your back off the mat. To fight his connections with the hands or feet. If you go to your back, it's to help you start getting back up. If I'm already on the floor, I'm so far away from things I need to defend. And if he chooses, even if I start pulling my leg out, he's already higher than you. He's going to start getting up, taking top, whatever he wants. Okay? Or maybe I start pulling my leg out, he starts following me. Even if he loses my knee, start coming up. He just get right back on my feet right away. You know? Keep your back off the mat. Fight this connection. Okay? And if I wanted to attack, yeah, come flat because you're so good at footbox. The floor is behind you. I need to start getting the floor out from behind me so I can have some room to extend something into, a room to rotate something into. If you're flat, dude, it's so hard. Keep your back from under your Go up.
I would add maybe another focus. Avoid violently spinning out of leg entanglements.
Yeah.
There's going to be somebody strong enough one day that your hips are not going with you and you're going to crack your shit.
You might not even have a good connection. You can break your own leg. You know?
Yeah, like violently spinning out of leg entanglements has worked for you up until now. It just really makes me nervous, you know what I mean? Like we talked about a little bit the other day, if you can separate their feet and get their feet off of you, spin as much as you want. You know what I mean? But if they're connected to you, fuck it, remove that shit. You know what I mean? Be a little more methodical about that. I hate to see you injure yourself.
Next other position, we'll have chest to back, connected hands around the chest wrap. To get to the start, we're going to both fall to one side. And top player, I'm going to have my partner's bottom arm between my legs. Any configuration you want, As top player, my position, I'm going to look to keep wedges on both sides of my partner's shoulders. From behind with my body, legs, and hips. From the front with my arms and legs in some way to help manage his rotation on the upper body. While you look to do this and hold him still, I want you also to try and separate his hands. You can do this by using the legs and arms, or connecting to him and manipulating our spine in some way to keep his hands separated. You win as top player by submitting your partner's upper body or building up and taking chest to back with 2 hooks to score a traditional 4 points. Defending player, I want you to try and get your elbows back to your body and get me out of your armpit spaces. You win if you're able to face your partner in any way with your elbows back to your body. With that, you don't have to stay here. You can go to any other connections you want. You just have to be under or behind an elbow of a continuous thread. But play with staying under stuff, building up. Just doing weird shit. Trying to stay on the shoulders and keep them wedged on both sides. Okay? You understand?
And then just keep going straight.
Yes. Stay close to it. Keep them wedged on both sides. Yes. Yes. Keep rotating to good. Keep going, get your elbows back to your body. Chest to back or hooks or submit. Keep separating and covering hands. Yes. Stay closer, stay chest to back for longer. It's his job to get out. Good, stay behind those elbows, stay in his armpits. Bottom line. sides. The floor is a wedge. Yes, don't stop. Doesn't matter where you are in bottom, stick those elbows back to your body and face.
Your hips are free to move.
That much, that's just sitting in my head.
Stay over and higher. Nice. Keep the end of those feet. I knew you.
I thought I had to too. Yeah, he's so on top though.
TJ, there's no rush to change from the starting position. You can hold them still, squeeze them. You don't have to separate your hands. Stay behind them. Keep your connections, TJ. Stay connected to your hips.
Back over.
Stay close to him.
Still facing him more. Oh, I thought you were checking if you're getting towed.
There, there.
TJ, see how long you keep your initial connections, and if you have to let them go, make him make you let them go. Just squeeze him and hold him. Make him separate your connections. Stay behind him. Make him miserable from there.
just the bottom line. TJ, instead of just locking hands and hips, I want you to lock hands under a leg, like crotch grip. Yeah, play with that.
Nice. Yes, go.
Hold him still. Stay over him, stay on top. Don't go to the bottom. Good, let's class guys.
You guys can work on whatever you want, do open rounds, questions. You got half an hour to do whatever, or if you want to get the heck out of here, that's cool too.
Would you say that when you finally, like, when you get control of both legs, whether it's straight across your body or cross body, I feel like the biggest problem I come into is usually you get people who are violently turning, and I can follow, but in the gap or that transition is, there's looseness. I'm curious if you have any, I guess you could say, task focuses for one, something to think about in regards to stopping them from being able to rotate their hips at all, and two, if you would say that there are any, I feel like the only thing I would think about was if there are any things you would really try to focus on in terms of, like, if they are rotating, you are following them, what can you do to ensure that you're as tight as possible for their body?
Well, it seems like you're ready to know the question, and the problem you're facing is rotation.
Yes.
So what can we do to limit rotation?
Will not let people post and build height.
Or for you, what you would be doing, which is what? Think of it broadly, not just legs. Somebody wants to rotate, you're not doing what enough?
You're not pinning them enough.
Yeah. Hey, right? So maybe you could focus on pinning their hips to the mat and put your attention and intention towards that a little bit more. It might not completely get rid of the rotation, but it's one of the things we're gonna face, right? That's like my 2 cents, is like rotation is happening because we're not pinning them enough, or our focus isn't pinning them enough. It doesn't mean you have to do it before the rotation, or necessarily during or after, but somewhere, at some point in time, the focus, whether you have one leg, both legs, needs to be on keeping them still, pinned, immobilized, however you want to say it. It seems like you know the problem that you're facing, which is the
Movement.
rotation.
Yeah.
Which is the key to fixing problems is knowing what the problem is. So the diagnosis is there. I don't know if Alex has any.
I think for rotation to happen, especially the hips, the base joint has to be higher than the end of the lever. It's really hard for me to rotate if my leg is higher than the hips. It's really hard, especially when there's a bend being put in it and there's something holding it more still in the hips. It's a lot easier for me to start rotating if I can get my hips higher than that thing that's being controlled. So maybe put elevation into the foot or into the knee, or keep a bend in it, because a straight leg is easier to spin on than a bent leg. There's more kinks and holds in that leg. And then opposing pressures with wedges. He starts going one way, wedge to the other side, or even before he moves. Pinning hips to the floor is so effective because the hips is behind us. But maybe I have, like, I don't know, something behind the leg and something on top, so I have these opposing things. Start removing his ability to turn and move and shit. Just have things like on all sides. Like the last game, we had wedges, rear behind shoulders, and arms in front. It's a really effective way to wedge things in place on both sides.
Okay.
What I was thinking of pinning, by the way, is Alex, put it way clearer. I was thinking of pinning hips.
Yeah, like as in keeping the hips low.
Like,
To the ground.
on the mat.
Yeah.
On the mat. Because, I mean, he's at it perfectly. Like, if I can get my hips up, I'm not pinned.
You see guys like someone like standing over, holding the foot, for them to turn, they're fucking kicking their other leg. over
Yeah,
or
they
something.
got it all. Yeah.
Or maybe they go underneath or something. But there's still elevation happening. And not only is it the lever being higher than the base of rotation, but also the tension you're putting into the muscle itself. Like, dude, my leg's super fucking straight, my hamstrings tight, or you're bending my leg so much you can start affecting my hip rotation. Dude, it's so uncomfortable to start like generating force through those when they're in their end ranges.
All right, and then this one is completely unrelated and a hypothetical, because I have no experience with it. But just out of curiosity, on like any sort of wedging, rolling back take, would you say that? And obviously, I know there's no end all be all, but would you say that it's a worthwhile consideration to try to aim to get the back of knee to back of knee just before you do that, so that you have more of a lever to kind of, I guess you could say, throw the person by? Or is it always going to be better? Yeah, or is it always going to be better to get closer to their hips opposed to, you know, the back of the knee?
Depends on
Yeah.
the alignment. Some people just fucking, they see the back, they just jump to the back.
Yeah.
Like Tim today, all day, we were playing a leg and hanging in the game, where if they could top player locks their hands around any part of the torso, they would. And he was waiting literally until any time my back was visible enough, and he was literally fucking front flipping over and down. So it really depends.
Yeah.
Every alignment and situation is gonna dictate what's best for that time. I don't really know.
Yeah, I haven't played enough with it to know. I've just been trying to think about it.
I think with any wedge back take, their knee has to be in front of their knees in some way.
So like either here or further.
Yeah, like if your knee is stuck, it's like a simple line, like a traditional half guard, it's so hard to hit a lower back take in my opinion.
Yeah.
Outside. 0. See people start kicking over. Once the knee's free, then I can start wedging both sides of the hips and start going. Or maybe with the traditional like way 10th Planet does it, we'll start freeing the knee and then rolling over. But if my knee is still like behind his, he can start getting behind more of me sooner. You know. And he has a shorter lever to access my hips with having this control rather than getting my knee free. Because I have another joint in play.
I'm sorry, can you define shorter lever? You mean in terms of like?
If he's controlling my knee, go to twister side control before you roll instead of just your foot head. So if he just has his foot inside, man, it's quite easy for him to roll because he still has so many degrees of freedom between his shin, knee, and hip, but connect. If I still have his knee, I have a direct access to his hip. It's just his femur from knee to hip being managed. If he can start getting his knee out, there's a lot more play for him to start moving his shin and femur around to help get behind my knees and start rolling.
Yeah.
Plus, a lot of the game, a lot of the game, from here, is getting behind your partner's knee more. So, like, yeah, we are both behind each other's legs, but he is more behind my knee than I am his.
Yeah.
If I can start getting my leg behind his more,
Yeah.
I begin to face him more than if it was the other way. Like he's facing me way more than I'm facing him.
Right.
So I guess it is like jockeying for that
It turns into,
shitty knee hit kind of thing.
it does turn into a 50-50 position.
Yeah.
Even if it's for a not even half a second, there'll be people that will flip that shit on you flip. Because there is inevitably that time where both have the same connection.
Cause the only reason I think about it too, especially, is because this past weekend over that, I think Isaac had tried to hit me with one. He tried to hit me with some sort of rolling back kick, and we reached the 50-50, and I was able to like stop it because I got my other foot inside, so he wasn't able to complete, you know, the push on that. So I'm just thinking to myself, okay, in that situation, is it because, and obviously I know there's no like we said, no NLBO, but I'm curious if there's any like, okay, if I get to that 50-50, is it better for me to just try to neutralize it by getting my feet inside, or maybe I can consider playing with the idea of getting more of my body in a position where I'm affecting him more than he's affecting me in that 50-50.
Well, let's think of like what your intention is. Where are you trying to go?
More behind him, more so he's facing me less.
What's the first thing that you can probably get to? Or maybe the thing that's closest to you that would help you get behind them when you're there?
Getting above them.
Well, not even like in terms of height or any of that, but like what part of their body would be closest to you for you to start to get to behind
their
them?
hips.
Yeah, it's always for me, when I'm there, it's who can get to the hips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if, sorry, make sure that there again. Because if we are both, it doesn't matter who enters. Like I said, it can turn into, okay, nobody's at each other's hips and we're both behind each other's knees. If Alex can get to my hips, he's closer to being behind me than I am to him.
Yeah, even
If I can start to get to his hips, right? Even if it's just here, but if I can start to get, now I'm more behind him than he is to me.
Yeah.
So it's the intention of where you're trying to go with it. And not, I mean, you could like purposely get to that like even position if you want to have a shootout.
Right.
But if you have the intention of getting behind them, it's start getting behind them more.
Yeah.
They're getting behind you.
And it even sounds too like the way you're explaining it and showing it kind of like seems like take the checkpoint and break it down slowly opposed to the fancy
Or
schmancy.
bypass that checkpoint.
Yeah.
Fucking pass that into their hips as soon as you can.
Exactly, yeah.
That's like, because it's such a, I mean, right at this point, it's such a 10th planet thing to do rolling back kicks. But like, Eddie would tell us like, to like, get connected to their hips before we roll, so we're already here.
Yeah.
And now if he tries to get to my hips, I'm ready so close to his hips, it's actually harder for him.
Yeah.
As opposed to us being here, now it's fucking free game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe before you even roll, have something at the hips, have a grip at the hips. Something that like sometimes is like pretty effective for me to make sure that they don't flip it. And it might be worth trying if you're like looking to do this kind of stuff, is to either have kind of something at their hips, or connect to yourself or them in some way.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm at your hip here, and here. This is more control of your hip than nothing. So, the legs are really important, but also like what are our hands?
Yeah. And the
What
legs
are
are just
our
like,
hands connected to?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because I was trying to think about it in terms of like, oh, like you want to push further on the wrench so you can generate more force, but like it does make sense that no matter what, if the hips are what you're trying to get behind, then you should attach them anyways.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, mess around with it. But
Yeah,
if
I
your
have.
intention is to do, if you're looking to do a movement to solve something, well, what's the solution?
It's just getting.
Well, the intention behind that solution, whatever that movement solution is your intention is to get behind them.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't fucking matter what your legs look like.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's your intention is to get behind them, find a way to get behind them more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially in a situation where they can also get behind you.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's who's quicker at getting behind the other person.
Yeah, and I think, and also even like, not to justify it because like, fucking play around with whatever, right? But I even think that I find myself as of recently getting into a lot of like, the half guard passing with some people, and I just want to I want to force myself down a different route just to play around with that tool. Because I feel like I get a very decent job, I think, of getting to this half guard where you're like almost like sitting here.
Sure.
And so I'm like, okay, if I'm here, then now I take what you're saying about connecting to the hips and maybe doing some sort of leverage with the legs to the hips.
Dude, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, you know, I'm just thinking about it like in terms of like
Mm-hmm.
because I do think that there's definitely things that are just like flashy out, trying to think if that's like efficient. Which,
So I think, go under size. I think another example of using wide for the long back tape, freeing your knee, is gonna help you get stuff, because when you're on top of some split leg, like wrestle pin thing, and I'm trying to like wedge your hips, I'm trying to stay above your knees, and use that as a lever.
Yeah.
Right? As soon as his knee starts coming out, now it's
yeah.
way more movement in. Even if I have
Leverage.
later, kind of like stay on above his knee and just feel out and use that as a tips.
Yeah, even like visualizing it, the way I can think about it is like, if you're like, if you're not, you know, past their knee or at least on top of it, I feel like it's almost the equivalent of like if you have like the said wrench in this metaphor and it has the grippy thing and the gripping thing is sliding off and you're just trying to twist it by that loose fucking flaccid thing.
Well, that's the mechanics of it, right?
Yeah.
But the mechanics are like a byproduct of the intention,
Yes.
right? And that's all good. You can totally like intellectualize the mechanics behind it. But at the end of the day, you want to get behind that person.
Yeah. However it happens.
However it happens. And if that makes sense to you, of like that analogy you're making, that's totally cool. But to focus on that is to miss what you're actually, like, the result you want is to get your chest on the back,
Yeah.
right? That, however that works, is fine. It might not work the same every single time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, I wouldn't put too much emphasis in that over understanding where you want to be. You know what I mean? Because there's so many berimbolos, like, even from like, just go on your butt.
Yeah.
Even from like the old, like what was it? Like the old berimbolos were here. It's like that's when you get to your hips.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like the leg spaghetti fucking fancy shit.
Doesn't matter.
It's just a way for me to get behind you with
Yeah.
the hips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they're all a split leg way of getting behind some.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
knee back, lower back, legs, berimbolos. They're just split legged connections and getting behind someone.
And all exactly. They're all just
You
getting
can
like.
get off fucking knee cut, roll.
Yep. What is the one that like? Oh yeah, like when you're like here, isn't it like?
You feel even if you roll over the,
Fuck it up. I haven't drilled this shit in a minute.
like if you're going knee cut this way.
Oh yeah, and like the back step to it. There's a million, but it all comes from like split leg.
Yeah. Yeah. See, yeah, exactly.
That's getting behind the hips.
Yeah, like honestly, yeah, because getting behind the hips part is really, yeah, it simplifies things a lot. I was thinking about it in terms of like, okay, if I know the mechanic I'm trying to make, then now it's like, okay, if I understand that, then whenever I get this split, like now I can, you know.
I mean, there's like what Tim does, like it's like go inverted, say like just for shits and giggles.
Alright.
Is like here, and then he'll like,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to get your hips, fuck, I'm gonna get your hips.
Yeah.
There's just so many ways of doing it, but a lot of it, like I said, is like coming from that split leg. Because that's still split leg.
Yeah.
Like, you're inverted, but your feet are off of me,
And you just
and I'm splitting your legs, and here are your hips. I can get to them,
Yeah.
you know? We used to drill the shit out of like that in Eddie's class. We had to do that fucking 50 times.
I think all of them have the same feature of hooks and insteps. You know, if you put your knee in an underhook or something, or vice
And you just
versa.
stand it down.
Yeah, it's always going to be at the ends of your limbs attaching to middle joints. I think. Yeah, I think that most of the long backs have vertical. I can't think of the.
Yeah, I've seen like even just go inverted again. I've seen like people do it this that way too, where like they're here and then look. You know what I mean? Now because I'm behind your knees. And
Yeah. Yeah, and I've honestly, I've been having like a decent amount of progress too with the whole like just keeping the hooks behind the knees too, and just feeling that out as a pinning position.
Man, it could really just boil down to like in this
Getting on the hips, yeah.
But not even that. How many ways can you get behind somebody?
Yeah,
Like if we really like expand out, like fucking really far out, and not even pay attention to the hips or the legs. Like how many different ways can you get behind somebody?
I would just watch Levi and Nomi and Mikey and McGee. And
Levi and who?
Levi Jones there.
Yeah.
And we'll learn everything we'll ever need to know about like bird balls and shit.
You gotta be out too.
Yeah.
That's like all they do.
Save yourself.
Before they were doing before
Rock
Jordan was
bottom, yeah.
they were just doing
Oh,
bare
yeah.
They were just bare bowling to the back. Over and like they would spam it over and over and over and over and over until they got behind